How about now? That's weird. It was trying to pull from my speakers. That was weird. Anyway, all I was saying was Goose made an appearance, which he never does. But as soon as I started talking, he left. So thank you for the resub. I appreciate it. Remind me, we're going to start doing the Mad Libs again. I found them. So when you think of an adjective for me, let me know. We're going to start doing the Mad Libs for every new subscriber. Or any, like, resub. Any subscriber. Hello. Dragon, hello. Razor, hello. Hope everybody's having a good day. Slippery. Starting off messy, I see. Goose, you're all right. How is everyone? Well, it's been a wild couple days, let me tell you. Today, we're sipping on our advanced GG. Reminder, use my link in my code. It's really good. What I like the most about it, since you asked, is it dissolves all the way. I tried so many like powdered, this is like a hydration and immunity supplement, but I've tried the energy drinks, I've tried the protein drinks, all of them. And almost every single one I've tried other than this one, it leaves like clumps or it gets like chalky and gross. This dissolves completely. So very fierce. I'm trying the, not trying, I've been drinking this. The peach oolong kung fu tea. I also have up here behind me, I've got a Mexican hot chocolate one. I haven't tried that one yet, but they recommend mixing that one with milk, so maybe I'll do that. But either way, use my link, use my code. Why did the command not work? Because I don't have my VOD open. Hello? I'm a bad Twitch streamer. Bad Twitch streamer. I had literally everything else open. I was ready to rock and roll. Okay, let's try that again. Use that link. Code Carrie to save 10%. And of course, it goes to support me as well. So win-win. Pride weekend here on West Coast Portland, so we'd be busy. Love that. I kind of wish sometimes that some of our Pride celebrations here in Maine would do that and have their Pride in like July, or some of them even go all the way out to like August and September. Just so it would be easier to go to more of them. But I feel like that's not likely to happen. But I wish they would. At least some of the smaller ones. Because I feel like they end up competing with like the two big ones here are Portland Pride and Bangor Pride. And I feel like that's already 2 of the Saturdays in June. But what do I know? What do I know? Ooh, that was loud, sorry. That too, Juneteenth. And then here, like, we have, it's not super close to Bangor, it's like an hour or 2 away, but It's the like main whoopie pie festival, and almost every year, not this year and not next year, but for like 3 years before that, they always had that the same weekend as Bangor Pride. So people end up having to choose. So I don't know. I feel like there's plenty of time in the summer. And although June is Pride Month, I feel like what better way to signal and remind people that Pride doesn't end in June than to have your Pride in July, August, etc. Seems like a no-brainer to me. How are we liking the new camera? Pretty fierce, I think. I don't know what was wrong with the old one and why it stopped working when it did, but I sat here with Meld open for like 2 hours and just left the camera running to see if it would start doing what it did last time, and it didn't. So here we are. This one's very fun. This one, the old one just kind of pivoted forward and backward. This one has like a ball joint, so it kind of like goes side to side too, and it's got this little cover for whenever I might need to use that. So you just have to declare June and July is Pride Month. Only 10 months left to go. Don't let the conservatives find out. Don't let them know, because that's exactly what they think we're doing. Which leads me to my first topic of discussion for the day. I want to do more of this just chatting stuff. So while people are kind of like filtering in and getting settled and such, let's talk about Facebook. The untapped gold mine that is Facebook.com, product of Meta. I don't like Facebook. We've talked about this at length on here before. Hi, Bubba. Do you want to say hello? Hey, Jamesh. Okay. Well, he's had about enough of my shit. He's waiting for my sister. He's so obsessed with my sister. He follows her from one end of the apartment to the other. Anyway, Facebook. It is wild, and I am sorry for that. To the people who followed me on Facebook because they wanted like cozy uwu content, that is not what's happening there anymore. But I'm making not like life-changing money on Facebook, but I'm making, for someone who is currently unemployed and disabled, and I don't have like a typical job or a excuse me, like a consistent stream of income, this makes a big difference. I don't have a lot of bills like my phone, my internet, stuff like that. I've got some credit card debt. This helps. And I think what I like the most about it is I'm not really posting anything different than what I would post normally. It's a lot of like the social justice, current events, politics stuff. Maybe knowing that I'm going to like draw some of the trolls out. But that's always happened. I mean, even if I posted a selfie or just a random picture or clip of me in drag, I would get trolls anyway. So at least now they're serving a purpose. So it is what it is. I don't feel bad about it. I feel like most of the people who watch my Twitch streams don't follow me on Facebook anyway, or they're not following super closely, or you're people who understand that like there's a purpose for all of this. I've seen some of you in the comments duking it out with people. You're welcome to keep doing so if you want to. You're welcome to mute me on Facebook if you don't want to see any of that stuff. But again, I'm pretty much just posting, like a lot of the stuff I've posted lately has been about the ice shooting in Biddeford here in Maine. I posted a clip from the address Trump made Thursday night. Some stuff about like the people who've been going through the confirmation process and being interviewed by folks in the Senate. So it's stuff that we talk about anyway and stuff that I posted about anyway. I think maybe what I'm doing differently is there's usually like a question as part of the caption as well that gets people talking. And like I said, it's working. So do I think I'm going to become like a Facebook famous person and like that's going to be my primary stream of income? No, probably not. I don't think I can get, because there's like different levels. It's kind of like TikTok where there are different ways to monetize on TikTok and they each have different requirements. So for example, like selling on TikTok Shop, if you want to promote products on TikTok Shop, you have to have, I think it's 5,000 followers. If you want to be part of the creator fund, you need, I think it's either 10,000 or 100,000. Facebook kind of works the same way in the sense that without even having, I had 700 followers just a few days ago. I'm up to I think 1100 now. But even when I only had 700, I qualified somehow for some of the monetization features. So I can get stars, which are like the Facebook version of Twitch bits. So if you wanted to like um, thank someone for something they posted or show your support to someone who's creating content on Facebook, you can send them stars on one of their posts. I've never gotten a star. I don't like encourage folks to do that. I feel like there are way easier ways to support me that probably don't take a cut. I haven't figured out what the cut that they take of stars is, but it's something that I have unlocked, and I've unlocked the content monetization kind of baseline uh, feature on Facebook, so that I get paid for the engagement that I get. Um, I don't know what the formula is for that. It seems to really lean heavily on people who share my posts, and people who comment. Likes don't seem to be as. Yes, conveniently, there is a link where you can just go and tip me there. And tip me, you can tip using PayPal, card, whatever. I've got Venmo, Cash App, all this. I make it very easy for folks to give me their money. So I feel like stars is probably not something I'm going to be like leaning into a whole lot, but it's there. But there also there's an additional level where like they have a partnership with, I think it's Temu, where similarly to TikTok Shop, you can promote Temu products where you can link directly to those products from your Facebook posts, and you get a commission for however many people order that product based on your content. So I don't qualify for that yet. I think I need 10,000 followers, but I also don't think that's something I'm probably going to do a whole lot of. I tried it on TikTok. It didn't feel natural for me to like be pushing products on there. If it's something that I already use, like a lot of the makeup products I use are on TikTok Shop. So if I happen to be using it anyway, maybe I'll throw the link on there. So if someone wants to buy it, they can. But um, I feel like the people who are most successful with that type of, same with like Whatnot is another app that it's just selling. It's just like a shopping app, similar to TikTok Shop. I feel like the people who are really successful with that, that's all they do. All they do is review products and post about them and sell them. And that's not what I want to do. So I don't think that those are things that are ever going to be like a big. That's not going to keep the lights on and Carry the One Incorporated. Um, and I'm okay with that. But I'm also okay with making these posts on Facebook, which again are things I'd be posting about anyway, and getting paid for the people who comment on them. I'm sitting here watching. I've got 7 notifications on Facebook right now. They just keep rolling in. Every time I refresh it, I've got another like dozen people who commented. To the point where the little thing that tells me how much I've made or how much engagement I've gotten can't keep up. So as long as it keeps working, I'm going to keep doing it. Sorry, but that's how it is. I. It's funny you say that. I also recommend if you get this stuff, put ice in the bottle. I'm one of those people, I like when my drinks are super, super cold. This stuff is very good if you put ice in it too. I've actually been a little worried about that razor. Because you can also see like the demographic makeup of your audience on Facebook, and mine has flipped entirely. A week or two ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago maybe, I've been posting like this for a while now. The like biggest demographic I had was like 18 to I think it's 25. Now my biggest demographic is like 65 plus, 44 to 54, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's kind of already happening, but I also am keenly aware, and I think this is where I get thrown off sometimes in figuring out what the like formula for it is. I think a lot of the engagement I get is bots, because if you use certain words, it draws out the bots. So and a lot of the time you can tell because they all leave either identical comments or very very similar comments, and they'll leave them all like back to back to back to back. So I'll get a bunch of comments all at the same time, basically saying the same thing, just like reworded a little bit. And I'm wondering if Facebook has a way of detecting that and not including that in your payout. But I don't know. It's one of those things I kind of just stumbled upon. It started with I made a post from Pride, from when I went to Bangor Pride, and it was I make that same post every year where I like talk about how Pride is one of my favorite days of the year. how it's really important for us to come together, and that even though it feels like things are really dark, that we need to stick together, and that kind of like rah stuff that we always talk about. And that got a bunch of trolls and a bunch of engagement of the negative type. But then Facebook reminded me that my monetization had been turned off apparently at some point while I was in the hospital. And it reminded me to go ahead and set that back up. And I was like, all right. So then I started posting more and more, and these sort of like trending topics. Hey, you're fine. Hey. Anytime someone comes up the stairs, high alert. They must, Razor. I wonder if maybe it doesn't detect all of them. I don't know. There's probably a certain element of like trying to influence perception around these conversations too, making it look like there are more people who are opposed to or in favor of different things. But there must be something in it for them. I imagine it's probably like Twitch, where some people pay to have their streams botted and have like an inflated viewer count. Maybe some people are paying for that too. I don't know. I also know that people sell Facebook pages. You're not supposed to, but so maybe they're just engaging with these bot accounts to try to build up their following so they can turn around and sell those to people. I don't know. But there must be something, because I can't imagine people are just doing that for fun. For the love of the game, So yeah, I just kind of stumbled into it. And then I randomly had that post I made about, I'm blanking on his name, but he was the nominee for the Director of National Intelligence position, I believe. Jay Clayton. So I literally just posted a clip of John Ossoff asking him a question. He was trying to ask him who he believed won the 2020 election. And this guy literally just wouldn't answer the question. He kept trying to say it was a bad faith question and that he's not going to do this with him, rather than just answering. And obviously, for a role like Director of National Intelligence, it's important to determine whether or not this is someone who's going to be able to stand up to the president when they're wrong. And if you can't even answer a simple question like that, it's a strong indicator that you're probably not the right person for the job. But anyway, that post really took off. It's at 235,000 views right now, and it has 700 comments and 3.9 thousand reactions. Yeah. I posted it on Twitter. I think I made like $40 just off this one post. $39.62. So we will keep posting on Facebook. That said, of course, I still appreciate the support folks give here on Twitch and elsewhere, but this, I think, will also take some of the pressure off. I think I felt like one of the reasons I haven't streamed a lot is because I feel like, because I don't have a job right now, I have to really push subscribing and tipping and all that stuff, because this is the only way I have of making money right now. And so Facebook is one way that I can make some money that I don't have to ask you all to keep opening your wallets for. So while I appreciate it, and of course we'll continue to accept tips and such, it's nice to be able to have a little extra something that doesn't rely on the people here in chat. So that's where we're at. I'm going to keep posting on there. Again, no harm, no foul if folks don't want to see that stuff, because some of the comments do get pretty nasty. I try to report, because there are people who will just outright threaten people. I think some of them are bots, because some of them comment as though they're speaking to the person in the video. So I'll post like a clip of Trump, and they will say in the comments like, "You're a piece of shit. I can't wait for you to get thrown in jail." And I can't tell if that's because they think Donald Trump posted it. Again, I think these are largely folks who are older, who are maybe not as technologically fluent as some of us. But some of the comments do get pretty nasty. Some of them do post like blatant misinformation and disinformation. So I try to either report those or delete them when I can. But sometimes, like on that post where with the $40, I can't keep up with the comments on that. So I do what I can, but I can't guarantee that you're not going to see something upsetting in the comments, because Facebook also is notorious for not really being great about moderation. I've reported so many people on there and had Facebook come back and say that there was nothing wrong. There was one guy who, he was wrong, He was like, I'm outside your house. There's two of us. We have bats and guns. We're in a white truck. He thought my name was Benjamin. My name is not Benjamin. Um, and he kept commenting on everything I posted. He went right down post after post after post and was posting all this stuff about how he was outside waiting for me. They were gonna drag me out of my house and beat me because he thought I was being inappropriate with children because I'm a drag queen. Um, I reported him, and Facebook said that there was no violation of their terms of service in his comments. So they're not great. um, and I don't feel great about taking Facebook money, to be fully honest. But again, this is engagement that they're going to be giving somewhere, and if the right wing, like conservative MAGA grifters can do it, I'm gonna do it too. I will sleep okay at night knowing that I don't think that I'm creating conversations that aren't already happening. I'm just harnessing that energy. So again, do with that what you will. I don't mind if people unfollow me on Facebook or if you just don't check the Facebook for a while. I only really spend time on Facebook when I'm posting, so I don't spend a ton of time on there myself. But it's hard to ignore, at least for now. I mean, I imagine it's not going to be like this forever. Eventually, it'll probably slow down, but until then, I'm gonna, capitalize on it. So, what else is going on? Today was the first of 2 days here in Maine of the, I'm not even sure what they're called, caucuses, the county level meetings to determine a replacement for Graham Plattner in the Maine Senate race against Susan Collins. So I think 8 of the counties met today and 8 of them meet tomorrow. My county meets tomorrow. How's the wildfire? We don't have a ton of it here. Like the sky's not yellow or anything. I think that we have an elevated like air quality risk, but not as bad as like what we've seen in Michigan and some of the other parts of the country. We're, because of the Gulf Stream, we're a little bit north of where a lot of those winds end up taking the smoke. So unless that shifts a little bit, we're usually not gonna get a ton of that, but sometimes we do. And I think we might be in the next couple days getting a bit more of it, but right now it's not too bad. I took the dog out and it didn't smell like smoke or anything. It's definitely hazy, so it's kind of like gray here, but it's not nearly as bad as what we've seen, some of the pictures and things that people have posted. So knock on wood, and I'm grateful for that, but it's wild. And the number of people who are like blaming Canada, it's like, do you understand how this works? Like, this is why we need a president and we need leadership across the board that's even I think the Democrats kind of take this like this patriotic America first kind of stance or posture that harms us when we come into conversations about things like climate change, where we have to be able to look beyond and have to be able to consider people who aren't Americans and the actions that we take here and how they affect people around the world and our place, the place we want to take as a leader within that world kind of order. Yeah, it's people are acting like Canada is like intentionally sending all this smoke our way. Whenever there's a wildfire in the United States, you know who sends help? Canada. I wonder how much help we've sent to them. Probably not much. And if so, it's probably from the state level, not at the federal level. I think what we're seeing highlighted in this case too is, particularly in Canada, but in the United States too, often these wildfires disproportionately affect Indigenous folks and Indigenous land reservations that have been kind of set aside for them. So in this case, I know the wildfires in Canada totally wiped out. I can't remember the name. It's a long wildfire Canada. I can't remember. It's a long name. I'm gonna butcher this, but I'm gonna try it. The Namegusisagagan. Namegusisagagan. I think I'm close. Also known as the Collins First Nation, destroyed most of their community. the fire destroyed most of this community of indigenous folks. Often the places in the United States that burn are also places where there's um, a concentrated population of indigenous folks. A lot of the West is where a lot of these tribes have been resettled. So something to keep in mind. I'll drop. I think they're raising. There's another tribe that I think is raising money for them to try to help recover. I mean, rebuild. I don't know. I don't know if rebuilding there is possible, or I think the fires are still going. So I don't know what you do um in that moment. I'll find it. I can't find it right now, but I know there's a GoFundMe set up. I think one of the neighboring tribes has set up a GoFundMe to help them kind of recover from this. So we really do, Razor. Yeah, a lot of the places. I don't think people realize that most of the place names here are um, indigenous, like native names. So it's wild. That's I think I posted about this. People will be like, learn English and like, go back to where you're from while they're like living in a town called Norwich Walk or Pass a Dumb Keg. Like, be so serious right now. Learn your history. Or the number of people who've told me that I don't have the right to have my opinion. They'll point blank say I should be thrown in jail for the things that I post. And it's like, have you even bothered to read this Constitution that you swear you love so much? Have you picked up that document lately? I don't think so. But anyway. So yeah, that's where we're at. There's a lot of shit going on in the world. It looks like kind of like early kind of vibe is that Troy Jackson is probably going to be the person to replace Graham Plattner, which I'm okay with. I would have been fine with him or Shenna Bellows. I think policy-wise, they're pretty close. Troy, I think, has more of a labor background, and he seems to be the one that all of the like the labor unions and such here in the state are backing. But I don't think that necessarily means that Shenna wouldn't also be pretty solid on labor too. I think that he's maybe a little bit more charismatic, and I think that's mattering a lot, especially trying to replace somebody like Graham Plattner, who was, for all of his faults and for all of the other things that you might not like about him, he was a highly charismatic character and candidate. So I think I'm okay with this. I really would have been fine with any of them except for Narav Shah. I have a lot of concerns about him, but at least in terms of basically the way it's working is each county has a certain number of delegates that they're sending to the state nominating convention for Senate that's going to be held in Bangor. I don't know the date, but soon. And so it's based on, I'm assuming, how many Democrats are registered in each of these counties. And so today and tomorrow, each of those counties are meeting to choose their delegates who are going to go to this Bangor convention. And delegates don't have to necessarily identify who they were going to vote for or who they plan to vote for, but a lot of them have chosen to as a way of getting nominated. So they can say, hey, I'm a solid Troy vote. Pick me if you want Troy to win. That seems to be the strategy a lot of them are using. I know a couple folks who are running for delegate in their county, and that's the stance that they've taken, is to say, this is who I will vote for. So if that is who you want elected, pick me as one of the delegates. I'm a solid vote for Troy, Shenna, etc. Other folks are saying, I want to hear from everybody first. I don't know that that's necessarily what people want to hear. I think most people have chosen a candidate at this point, and if you're not solidly in one camp or another, I think your chances of getting nominated are reduced. So that's happening this weekend. They're picking their delegates, and then let me find out the date. Convention? July 25th. So next weekend, next Saturday, they'll meet here in Bangor. There's a total of 601 delegates. So there are 500 delegates that will be chosen from the counties, again, split up by population. And then 101 of the delegates are the members of the main Democratic committee, who I'm assuming are probably the majority of people who haven't picked a candidate yet or haven't come out in support of a candidate yet. But it's looking like from just early conversations I'm hearing, I know like Hancock County, which is the county that Graham Plattner is from, went strongly for Troy. A lot of the delegates who were nominated or who were selected are people who have already said that they would vote for him. Um, it'd be really nice if we can start getting political figures that have a stronger grasp on the concept of consent. Yeah, yeah. And I think that a lot of the folks who are hesitant to nominate Troy, I think that's for one of two reasons. One, I think they really want to see a woman nominated, um, as a way, not necessarily of avoiding that sort of potential controversy or whatnot. Troy has, and I haven't done a lot of research on it, so I'm not sure of the specifics. There was someone who said that he was, I think, condescending to them or mean or rude, or I don't think they said he was violent, but that he was like misogynistic to them at a function of some sort. He also used to be conservative. Troy Jackson used to be president of the Maine Senate for a long time. He's been a representative in our state legislature for like 20 something years. Um, so he's from Aroostook County, which is a very red part of the state. But he has been consistently elected as a Democrat in that area now. So I think he does a pretty good job of speaking to his past and kind of sort of like Graham did, the way he talked about, yeah, I used to be this shitty person. I used to have these opinions and thoughts and stances. And now I've learned and I've changed. And I think a lot of folks will see the same sort of um, metamorphosis in Troy. So I think that's maybe the thought process. I think in a lot of people's minds, Troy is the closest ideologically to Graham Plattner, although I would argue Shenna is also probably pretty close. Shenna is our current Secretary of State. She's, I think, maybe just a little bit less, and it sucks that this matters. It sucks that this is like that, at least to some extent, there's a popularity contest happening too, and your ability to be likable matters. Um, I don't think any of them are particularly likable. I watched the debate. Goose. Enough. Hey. Hey. No. That's enough. I don't know what his deal is. I hate that it's like a likability contest, but Shenna very much reminds me of a lot of the other Democrats that they've nominated against Susan in the past. The last one was Sarah Gideon, who also had a long record in the state legislature, but she was very much like, you could tell that she was a polished, like career politician. And I think to a lot of people that reads as like insider. You're someone who's not going to kind of shake things up. You're not someone who's going to go against the party in the places where the party needs to be pushed. Um, Hi, Miles. Enjoy your bone. Your Velociraptor. Fibula. That's a big one. That's a big bone. So I think there's this perception that Troy's the more likable candidate, and there's probably some misogyny in that. There's probably just some sense that because he's a white dude that he's more qualified and more professional and more of all those things. And I can see why both of them really kind of come across as more of a like business as usual Democrat, as opposed to, I think, again, despite his flaws, a lot of the reason people were really into Graham Plattner is because he was this really like progressive minded. He wanted to not just challenge, it wasn't just a blue versus red conversation for him and for the people who supported him. It was, here are the ways that the Democrats have let us down too. And he wasn't afraid to really like tackle that head on. And I don't know that any of the candidates to replace him have that same sort of energy. Troy maybe a little bit. And Shenna, I think, has hinted at it. But again, I think because she comes across as this sort of more establishment type Democrat, it's not translating to voters the way that she wants it to. They both ran for governor and lost. So, but they were also part of, we have ranked choice voting here in Maine. So it's created some really interesting dynamics among the candidates this year. Shenna, Troy, and the ultimate nominee, Hannah Pingree, who's the daughter of the representative from the 1st District of Maine. They all encouraged their supporters to rank those three as their top. So if you weren't going to, Troy was telling people, if you're not going to rank me number one, rank me number two behind whoever you choose. Or if you're going to rank me number one, rank Shenna and Hannah as 2 and 3. So it creates these like kind of coalitions. I don't think Hannah Pingree's come out and endorsed anybody yet. I imagine she's probably just waiting and letting the process play out. the Democrats have gotten a lot of heat for the way this process is playing out, because rather than an open convention where everybody gets to vote for the replacement, it's this much more kind of selective closed process where only certain people are getting to choose. So there's this sense that the Democratic Party here in Maine is trying to handpick a candidate that's a little bit more centrist, a little bit more establishment, who's not going to rock the boat quite as much as Plattner would have. Um, for sure, Razor, yeah. And I think there are a lot of people who say that they will, but when you push them on the specifics, they kind of crumble a little bit, and they don't have the same. They say the right things, but when it comes to like tactically, how are you going to do that? They can't really give you the specifics. So I think again, that's one of the things that the Plattner campaign really did well. That's one of the things that really spoke to people, was not only did he have this sort of challenge the status quo approach, but he was able to articulate specifically where is it that he disagrees with the kind of bulk of the Democratic Party, and um, how he would challenge that. And again, I'm not seeing quite as much of that from these candidates. There are, I think, 8 candidates total. Some folks have dropped out because they didn't approve of how the process is played out, because it's not a more open process. The way that they did the debate was kind of weird. They did like a 2-tiered debate. So the first half of the debate, I think it was an hour each, was the 4 candidates that are probably the most recognized. It was Troy, Shenna, Nirav Shah, who hasn't held public office, but he was the head of the Maine CDC throughout the COVID pandemic, and he was very, very popular during that time. He received a lot of praise nationally for his approach to the pandemic here in Maine. And then Jordan Wood, who he was the chief of staff for Katie Porter, who was a representative from California. She then ran for governor of California and lost. I think she got 4th or 5th in their primary. So he was her chief of staff during January 6th. So his whole thing has been, I was in the congressional offices on January 6th. I know what this is like. I know what we're up against. He initially was running for Senate, and then Jared Golden announced that he wasn't going to run for re-election in the 2nd district for Congress, and he switched. So he stopped running for Senate and started running for Jared Golden's seat instead. He lost the race for Jared Golden's seat, and now he's running for the Senate seat again. He's a gay man, but I think that he's probably the most establishment of the 4 of them. He's voiced some support of Palestine, for example, and spoken about not taking money from AIPAC and such, but a lot of it has been, I think, very surface level, and I don't think that he's got the chops that some of the other candidates do. But then the second round of this debate was these 4 other candidates who only one of them had I ever even heard of. David Costello is his name. He used to work for USAID. His job was eliminated by Doge. I think he ran for Congress once or twice. I don't know. And then there were 3 other candidates. One of them owns a beer company in the state. One of them, I can't remember what he did or does. And then the last one was a trans woman who has never held public office. She's run for office in New Hampshire a couple times. A lot of right-wing pages have zeroed in on her and made tons of memes and things about her because, to be blunt, she doesn't have, I think, the credentials or the qualifications to be in public office right now. Certainly not the United States Senate. I think when they asked her about her credentials and what made her a qualified candidate, she talked about being a songwriter. So there's like this weird meme campaign from the right to nominate her and have her run against Susan Collins. But time is limited, but I feel like if they were gonna split it like that, putting like the top tier candidates versus the bottom tier creates a hierarchy that doesn't need to exist. I mean, they basically said, here are the 4 candidates that we think might win, and here are the 4 candidates that don't have a chance. Goose, that's enough. Stop. So that's what I have a problem with. Even though they're probably right, like these other 4 candidates are probably super long shots. It just feels like it's a way of saying these are the 4 candidates we care about, and these, because I'm sure if you look at the viewership numbers, they probably plummeted because they did the first hour was the top 4 candidates, the second hour was the bottom 4. So I would imagine that almost nobody watched the second part, other than these conservatives who are now making all these memes and such. So that's the problem I have with it. But anyway, so that's the situation. I think, like I said, Troy's got the momentum right now. It'll be interesting to see how the convention plays out, but I don't know. I want to believe that whoever they nominate is going to beat Susan. I feel like at this point, the frustration and disappointment in Susan has reached a critical mass on both sides. I think that there are Republicans who have had enough of her too, for various reasons. I think for a lot of them, Susan's not conservative enough for them, which is wild. That she's kind of notorious for taking this middle of the road approach, and I think that that's alienating people on both sides. But she still manages to squeak in every single time. Um, but you just never know, right? And there's still so much. I mean, we've got what, about 4 months, 3.5 months until election day. There's a lot that can happen. Um, we're seeing a lot at the federal level in terms of like this election fraud, and I easily see that being the president's way of laying the foundation and groundwork to make voting harder for people. Um, who knows? Anything could really happen in the next few months. If there's anything we've learned from the last what, like 10 years of U.S. politics, it's that literally anything can happen. There is nothing that you can rule out when it comes to um, politics in the U.S. and in Maine specifically. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But if you live in Maine, you better be registered to vote. It's very easy to vote in Maine. Maine is one of the states that has May voting very easy here. You can get an absentee ballot without having a specific reason. So some states you have to like be traveling or disabled, or you have to have some specific reason that you can't vote on election day. In Maine, you don't. You can just do it because it's easier for you. So there's no reason not to vote here. And you can vote same day in Maine. So you can walk in, you need an ID and a piece of mail kind of verifying your address that you live in the town that you're trying to vote in. And you can register that day as well. You can change your registration that day as well. So if you're a registered independent, you can change your party affiliation as well. But I think that's where a lot of people are, Razor. I think that I think the jig is up with her. I think for a long time she's been able to kind of run this middle of the road um, path. One, because she, like a lot of very popular Democrats, has some pretty good constituent services. So constituent services are the things that happen like when you write to your senator or write to your representative because you need help. Maybe you're having an issue with like your passport or um, something that isn't necessarily legislative in nature, but something that they, as a member of Congress, can kind of help make happen for you. AOC does this incredibly well. AOC will be able to hold that seat until she doesn't want it anymore. If nothing else, then because her constituent services are phenomenal. People go to her office, her office is in New York City, for like after school tutoring, babysitting. They go there if their cat's stuck in a tree. Like her constituent services are stellar. Susan's aren't as good as hers, but Susan, because she's the chair of the Appropriations Committee, which is the committee that primarily is responsible for spending money and determining what parts of the budget get fully funded and what ones don't, she's very powerful in the process of earmarking money for certain things. So she's gotten a lot of money for Maine, and specifically, her focus has been older Mainers. So things like Medicaid funding, things like nursing homes, things like infrastructure, stuff that a lot of like younger folks probably wouldn't be as concerned about or worried about. She has come through for a lot of Mainers in that sense. So there are a lot of people that because they've personally benefited from and they've personally seen, she helped get a bunch of fire stations in Maine either built or renovated. There, a lot of our like little town fire stations were kind of falling apart. She helped get funding to get a bunch of them fixed up or get them new equipment and things like that. She's done a lot for veterans and things like that. The VA hospitals here have gotten more money because of her work. So she's very specific and targeted in her constituent services. So the people that kind of ride for her, you're not going to change their mind. They don't care that she confirmed Kavanaugh. They don't care that she um, was one of the deciding votes that helped give an extra, I think it was what, $700 billion, $70 billion or something like that to ICE and immigration and customs. They don't care because, as far as they're concerned, and as far as their experience goes, she has come through for them. And there are some people who just like that we have a senator with that kind of power. She's a very senior senator. There aren't a lot of senators that have been in Senate longer than she has. She has this really cushy position on the Appropriations Committee. So, for a little state like Maine, that matters. It feels like we've got the ear of, someone who can really make a difference, as opposed to some other states where they might have, Georgia has two brand new senators. This is their first term. So they don't get the same committee assignments and necessarily the same sort of influence. So that sort of insider, long-term member of Senate status that she has actually works in her favor for a lot of the people who vote for her. So again, I could easily see them voting for her again, as wild as that sounds, and as insane as it sounds. I agree, Razor, but again, priorities are different. And for a lot of folks, and for a lot of these folks in Maine, and Maine's a super interesting, I think, case study in that statewide, it's a very blue state. It consistently votes for the Democrat, regardless of who the Democrat might be. But there's a very strong split between the first and second district. And Susan's from the second district. The second district is the one I live in. It is a very red. The last several elections, we've split. Maine is one of two states in the country that splits our electoral votes. We have 4 votes. 2 of them go to whoever wins the statewide vote, and then 1 each for the 2 different congressional districts. So you can hypothetically win one of those districts and get one of our electoral votes. And Trump has gotten that electoral vote, I think, every time he's run. And that's the district that I live in. So there's a very distinct difference between like the southern part of Maine and the rest of Maine. And to the people who live here, speaking about the crisis in our democracy doesn't land, because that is so far away to them. That feels like a them problem, not an us problem. So the people who tend to be most successful, and this is one of the reasons I think people really like Troy Jackson, is that he's a labor guy. He was a union member. He pays dues to several unions, even though he's not in those fields anymore. But he grew up in Aroostook County. I think he was like a potato farmer or some shit. And he finds a way to speak to people in a way that ties what's happening in Washington to their daily lives. Talking about things like how tariffs affect your prices at the grocery store. And that's something I think Susan kind of does too. Susan hasn't had a town hall for as long as I've been alive. It's been like, let's find out. When was Susan Collins' last town hall? When she held her last town hall, Bill Clinton was in office. 2000. So not as long as I've been alive, but almost. And I think that it's now to the point where that matters to people too. So seeing the contrast of someone who's much more accessible, someone who's much more visible, someone who's much more present here in Maine will hopefully make the difference. But again, who really knows? It's not, as much as I feel like we say this every 4 years, it's not a typical election year. Okay. So we'll see. It's gonna be interesting, and we'll do as much as we can here on the channel to cover it. But you okay? You want to get up? Is that what you want? No? Okay. You can. I will help you. Ugh. Here we go. The lapdog. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm hoping that the party will come together behind whoever they nominate, but the Democrats have also shown that if there's one thing they're good at, it's fumbling it when it matters most. So I'm not counting our chickens before they hatch, you know? So that's where we're at. The other thing I wanted to talk about, and none of this really necessarily impacts you all, but I think it's important to share this stuff so that you know what I'm trying to do and what I'm thinking about as a content creator. So now that I'm able to stream for longer, you know, I've been going for almost an hour now. I don't feel like I need to take a break or anything right now. I want to start being more intentional about streaming, making content, posting on other platforms, and growing. So I put together this like goal tracker thing. Um, it's just a Google sheet. It's nothing fancy or anything, but I set some goals based on things that I can control, things that are more kind of outcome or output based, meaning like I don't really have direct control over how many followers I have or how many viewers I have, etc. But those are still things that I want to track and kind of be working toward. And then community goals, things that we can work on together. So um, you do love a spreadsheet. I even did conditional formatting. Are you proud of me? Um, Hi, sadly. Okay, can we get down below? Staring at the cat. I think he wants to go chase her. Um, so starting with kind of the input based, or these are the ones that are really up to me and within my control. So they fall kind of in two main categories: consistency and networking. I think those are the two things that I want to try to get good at first. So under consistency, I have streaming 3 times a week for at least 2 hours. And I basically what I'll do is every week on Sunday or Saturday, I will go through and update this list. So each of the columns is a week ending on that date. So streaming 3 times a week for at least 2 hours. I should be able to do that consistently. Second one under consistency is editing and publishing at least 2 clips to TikTok and YouTube Shorts each week. Again, that shouldn't be hard to do. We haven't been getting as many clips from my streams lately, so you'll see I'm going to start kind of encouraging people to clip more because that's going to help with that particular goal. Good boy. Watch out. Watch your buns. Watch your buns. Thank you. So clipping helps. The next one is at least 1 stream per week will be a dual stream to either YouTube or TikTok. I tried to stream on YouTube today, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know if there's something I'm supposed to do in Meld that I'm not doing. But every single time I've tried to stream to either TikTok or YouTube, it tells me that my stream key is wrong, but it's not. So I'm not sure what I'm doing. Maybe I need to get into their Discord and ask someone, but every single time there's been an issue. So today I tried to stream on YouTube as well. It didn't work. So I'll keep uploading my Twitch VODs to YouTube until I can figure that out. But I do want to start multi-streaming. I think YouTube in particular, I'm not monetized on YouTube yet, but there is a lot of money to be made on YouTube. So if you see me starting to focus a bit more on YouTube as well, you'll know why. And then for the 2 networking goals, the first is rating a new streamer at least once per week. Again, I think that's relatively easy to do. I do sometimes get into the habit of just rating people that we know because it feels easier. I don't feel as much pressure to like stick around in their chat after I raid someone I know. But that shouldn't stop me. So at least once a week, I want to raid somebody new who we don't already know, or at least that I don't already know. If you all have like recommendations for folks that you follow that I don't know or that I'm not familiar with, I'm happy to entertain those too. But I want to start rating new folks as well. And then the second one under networking is spending at least 1 hour per week seeking out and engaging with other creators on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Twitch. So just being really intentional about engaging rather than just like, I think we all kind of are guilty of opening up our app of choice, whether it's TikTok or for me it's TikTok, but maybe it's, you know, Facebook or Instagram or whatever it is, and just kind of scrolling aimlessly and you're not really like engaging with anything that you're seeing. So I just want to be a little bit more intentional about finding other people who do similar things. I want to find other folks who talk about current events, who talk about politics, who talk about social justice stuff, who play Dead by Daylight, who play Overwatch, and just being more intentional about engaging with those other folks, other queer folks, other drag artists and such. So that one I don't think should be hard to do. I probably do that already, but again, I just want to be a little more intentional and thoughtful about how I'm doing it. Moving to the output-based goals, or things that I don't necessarily have direct control over. These are like the metrics that you typically see folks paying attention to. So things like your average viewers on Twitch. As of this week, or for this week, I averaged 14 viewers, which is pretty good. It's more than I've averaged in a long time. I did, just out of curiosity, on Twitch Tracker, I went and looked back over my entire streaming career. And over the entire time I've been streaming, my average is 17 viewers. So maybe something to be aiming toward. I think that it depends heavily on what I'm streaming. I noticed that my Dead by Daylight streams get a lot more viewers than if I'm talking. I've got what, 4 of you right now. Overwatch, I tend to not get as many viewers as I do when I'm playing Dead by Daylight. So if you see me start leaning into some of those games and content streams that we maybe haven't done in the past, or haven't done as much in the past, or haven't done for a while, that's probably why. Total followers on Twitch, total subscribers currently on Twitch, I'm at 11 right now. Total current YouTube subscribers, current TikTok followers, and current Facebook followers, and then whether or not my YouTube is monetized. So currently it's not. And then I also want to, I misspelled fourth wall. Embarrassing. I've got 4 fourth wall members right now, which honestly is kind of fierce because I don't post on there very much. I forget to post on there a lot. So the fact that there's still 4 of you is pretty great. So thank you for that. But I do want to grow that platform too. So that said, for those of you who are members on there, if there's stuff that you've seen in the past that you would like to see more of, let me know. Do you prefer like the kind of behind the scenes stuff? Do you prefer when I just like sort of hit record and like let you know what's going on in my life? Do you want to hear more about like the writing stuff that I'm doing? Do you want to hear more about like kind of the medical stuff I'm going through? I don't want to get like graphic or anything if that's not what people want, but I'm happy to be transparent about the things that I'm dealing with on a platform like that where it's not a public venue. Or if you're not a member on Fourth Wall, what are the things that would maybe persuade you to join? We do have a bunch of Fourth Wall memberships to give away still. I still have a bunch of them hoarded from like a year and a half ago. So I'll try to do that as well, but I want to get to a point where I'm posting consistently on there before I start giving away memberships so that you have content to look at there. So that said, I don't necessarily have like a specific goal for a lot of these. You'll see in the community goals that I've set goals for some of them, but in terms of like, I'm not trying to get to a certain average viewership or anything like that. I just want to see growth. So I want to see that number go up as opposed to down. And every Saturday, I'll go back through and look at the average viewership for the week before and update all these numbers. I'll probably color code it so that if the number has gone up since the previous week, it'll be green. If it's gone down, it'll be red. Just to make it easier for me. I sometimes just want to see the big picture. But again, I know that these numbers don't necessarily translate to like success in the traditional, like I'm not making more money now on Twitch because I've got more followers than I did before. Like followers don't necessarily translate to engagement. Engagement doesn't necessarily translate into revenue. So just something to keep in mind, but I definitely want to keep an eye on these numbers as well, especially as I plan to start being more consistent with streaming. In terms of community goals, so these are the things that you all absolutely have a stake in and can be part of. If and when we reach 25 total Twitch subscribers, which I think we could definitely do, we're only 14 away now, I'll do a DBD killer stream. Y'all know I hate playing killer. I do have Jason, so maybe we'll play some Jason. Who knows? Right now we're at 11. When we reach 1,000 YouTube subscribers, right now we're at 860. I'll do a Get Ready With Me stream on YouTube. I'll get into drag, which I haven't done in a hot fucking minute. But I do have all the stuff here now. I could get into drag. There's no reason I can't. So I'll do like an exclusive stream on YouTube, getting into drag, and then I'd probably stream on Twitch afterward. And then last one, again, because Facebook is a platform that I'm seeing a lot of growth on now, I do want to keep kind of building that. So, and I picked a high goal. I set it at 2,000, even though I only have 1,097 followers right now, because I'm gaining a lot of followers very quickly right now. So I probably have closer to 1,200 followers on Facebook right now. But if and when we hit 2,000 Facebook followers, I'll do a live stream exclusively on Facebook, which should be a shit show. Because Facebook users, I've done some research on this. Facebook users are kind of notorious within like the social media management space for not really wanting to go to any other platform. So getting people to go from Facebook to come over here to Twitch, for example, obviously I'm not doing that very well. But if you're streaming on Facebook, they're already there. So if there were ever going to be a stream where I fight with people in chat a lot, it's probably going to be the one on Facebook. So, um, and I think you can send stars on live streams too. Maybe we'll play around with some of that shit if we unlock that one. But those are the goals so far. Again, they're all open to kind of flexibility. I left some empty spaces too, so that if there are other things that we decide maybe make sense or that I want to try to push for, um, we can add more of them. None of this is set in stone. But I just wanted to kind of provide some transparency to you all so you know what I'm trying to work for. You'll probably see me start to try some new things with streams. Um, I've been watching a lot of the content coming out of Streamer University. Not a lot of it. Some of it, though. It's hard to avoid. Like, if you use Twitter and you're a streamer and you follow a lot of other streamers, there's just a lot of chatter about it right now. And there have been some really, as much as some of the content coming from this thing is cringy as fuck. Like, there are a lot of people just fighting. They're being messy for no reason, like trashing this dorm on this random college campus in Arkansas. But some of the classes are actually really, really helpful. Some of them are just content farming in these classes, but some of them are genuinely trying to help streamers. And one of the big takeaways that I had is for most of these folks who are making decent money on Twitch, and that means even not just like top 100, like thousands and thousands of viewers, streamers, but even just folks who are doing moderately well, they're making most of their money off of stream. It's not Twitch that they're making most of their money on. It's not subscriptions that they're making most of their money on. Twitch takes half of your subscriptions. So if you spend, is it $6 now, I think, for a Twitch sub? $3 of that goes right to Twitch, and I only get 3 of that anyway. They're making their money on things like YouTube. They're making their money on TikTok. They're making their money on brand sponsorships. So if you start to see me pushing some of the, because I've actually got quite a few brands that I work with. I'm just not great at reminding you all about that. So we had Advanced DG, been using that, really believe in what they do. You all know I'm sick right now. I've been recovering. Hydration is super important, and this is one of the things that's really helped me keep my electrolytes in check while I'm hydrating. So yeah, if I start to maybe lean more into some of that type of content, that's why. They're using their streams not just to like go live and chit chat and shoot the shit, but there's like a specific purpose. They have segments that they build into their streams that they know they're going to turn into a YouTube video later, or they do things that they know they're going to turn into clips later, because this is their opportunity to create that content on those platforms that, because ultimately Twitch doesn't have great discoverability. Twitch also doesn't pay very well. Bits and subs aren't necessarily a great deal for the person paying or for the person you're giving those things to, because Twitch takes such a high percentage compared to these other platforms. So just like I'm making money on Facebook now, I'm making more money on Facebook than I do on Twitch. I want to continue to build out these other platforms so that I can keep doing that. But that means I won't have to do things like I was looking at maybe having to do a subathon to pay for, because I'm starting to run out of the money that I had in that GoFundMe that was created for me. Just to keep paying my bills, not for anything specific, but just to keep paying my living expenses while I'm waiting for disability to come through or waiting for me to find a job. If I could make that money on other platforms based on things like engagement instead of having to like ask you all to keep giving me your money, I would much rather do that. Because ultimately, as generous as you all have been, and I'm super appreciative of that, you shouldn't have to do that. And I know that not everybody can do that. So if I can instead ask you to go like watch a video on YouTube and like and comment on it or share it with your friends to help boost my presence on those other platforms, instead of saying, hey, I need your subscription, or I need you to tip me, or I need you to do this, that, and the other, that's a win, I think, for you and for me. So yeah, that's kind of me just trying to be transparent about what I'm working toward. Again, I'm going to try to update this every Saturday, so the week starts on Sunday, ends on Saturday as far as this goes. I'll try to remember to like talk about it on stream and bring this up and show you all where we're at. But yeah, I think I'm motivated. I feel like, and I've said this before a million fucking times, but if there were ever a time for me to like take this seriously and really try, it's now. I mean, what else do I have to do with my time? So that's where I'm at. And I hope that it resonates. I know some of you are streamers or sometimes streamers. And I think that even if you're someone who doesn't necessarily stream on a set schedule or stream consistently, you can still take some of these tips and tweak them for your own purposes, regardless of what your goal with streaming might be. You could just as easily put goals on here for, um, building your Discord server and getting more members on there, or just getting more viewers, or spending more time gaming with friends. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be something tied to revenue or, um, building a platform. But for me, that's something I want to do. This is something that I want to see, that kind of growth. I want to see that sort of progression. Especially, I've done this for a long fucking time. Some of these people are making big ass money on Twitch. I've been doing it for a year, 2 years, less than that even. I've been doing this for what, almost 7, I think now. So it's time. I want to see that growth. I'm ready to kind of take it to the next level. As cringy as that sounds, I understand how I sound right now, but that's what I want to do. So hopefully you want to do that too, because that's where we're going. Yeah, that too, Razor, definitely. I think we have a lot of folks who have like little kind of side projects that they do, um, that aren't necessarily, streaming related, but you're still on some level like a content creator, or you will be certainly when you're, kind of getting into the brunt of your marketing efforts. So I think this is a model that can work for anybody. Just wondering why is the clip leader? It's because of a clip I made 5 years ago. Yeah, I bet. I can't even imagine. Yeah, it's from back when I had the gold background. Let's see what this is. Oh, hello. I just want to see this clip. All time. Arnar. I remember that. That was when I can't remember what the bot was, but it reacted to your voice. So every time I said Arnar, that picture of Ratamoji, one of our favorite Australian creators. I don't think they're streaming so much recently, but um love them. Hi Prone. Yeah, I wonder if I should maybe switch that so that it's not all time anymore. Like if you look at the all-time top gifters, there's some people on there that we don't see anymore. Or somebody would take me to the next level. I mean, like I said, I think this sort of structure would work for anything. If you're just trying to catch yourself a man, you can make goals for that. There are certainly input-based goals and output-based goals that you could set for those. Whatever you're like trying to push toward, or whatever you're trying to achieve. And I think it's a really important step to share them, whether you share them with someone you're close to, family, friends, etc., whether you share them on a live stream that anybody can see like this. I think that kind of speaking those things, and I'm not someone who's like super into like the woo woo manifestation shit, but I do think that in order for people to help you get to those goals, because no one gets these things on their own. There's no way I would achieve any of these things totally on my own without help from somebody. So I think that by sharing them in whatever format you feel comfortable with, um, I think that's a really important step, because one, you're acknowledging that those are things you want, and I think sometimes for some of us that's the hardest part is saying I want to be a Twitch partner, or I want to sell 1,000 copies of my book, or I want to like get married, whatever it is that your goal is. Sometimes owning it is like the toughest step, and once you do that, the rest of it gets easier. So love the picture of you on Discord. Yeah, 5 years ago. That was at we were at an ice cream place. I can't remember what we were doing, but we all met up at the ice cream place, not far from where like Shwill and Andy live. You can't change it because this is my biggest accomplishment. I think you're like way ahead of everybody else too. Yeah, you have 170 views, and the next one is 57. And it's one I clipped myself. Pretty fierce. That is, honestly, that's a big accomplishment. I hope that was one of your goals. So, and I hope you continue to clip things. because I need clips to post on social media. And I think I have it set now that the clip command, because one thing I noticed is that the clips Twitch makes, like if you go to Twitch and download clips from Twitch, the quality isn't great. Like it's fine, but it's not great. But I set it so that I can clip right from my Meld Studio and it saves it right on my computer. And the quality there is so much better. And I think it clips 90 seconds or 120 seconds instead of just 60. So if you want to take a longer clip, you can just use exclamation point clip. It'll still make the 60-second clip on Twitch, but it'll take a longer clip that it saves onto my hard drive so that I can then turn around and edit it and post it. So yeah, those are the things I want to do. I don't think any of them are out of reach. I think I'm very proud of how I think reasonable these all are. Honestly, if there's anything that I think we're gonna have a hard time with, it's streaming 3 times a week. And that's just because sometimes I just don't feel good enough to stream. But the last like week or two, I've felt pretty good. I've had more good days than bad. I'm moving more. Like I take the dog out usually like 4 times a day, which involves going down and back up the stairs. I did my laundry. Like I feel physically stronger, and I'm not getting winded by little things anymore. Like I used to, if I have an hour and 17 minutes into a stream right now, I would be like struggling to breathe a little bit now. I would be sore. I would feel like I need to like go lay down or take a break. And I feel pretty good right now. So I'm hoping that trend continues. Knock on wood. Hopefully my nurses continue to treat me well. And hopefully that won't be such an issue. But that's the only one I really see like feasibly being difficult. And of course, if I'm not streaming as much, then getting clips and things is going to be harder too. But that's where I think the gaming stuff comes in. We don't clip a lot of the just chatting stuff as much. And maybe that's just because I think sometimes it's tougher to know when to clip just chatting stuff. But we'll get better at it. And we'll learn what works. I think having a spreadsheet like this also helps you track like what content is working and what content isn't. Like if I have a week where we see a lot of growth on TikTok, for example, I'm going to go back and look at that week and see, what were the things I posted that week that really seemed to resonate so much. And one thing I'll say about Facebook, compared to some of the other platforms, the analytics on Facebook are pretty good. Like it breaks down demographics. I can tell you who my key demos are on Facebook. Some of the other platforms don't kind of give you the same sort of granular data, which on one hand is like creepy because they have that data, but it also lets you be a lot more tactical about how you create on those platforms too. So we'll see. It's it'll be fun. I'm excited. I'm excited to be more intentional about creating content. I'm excited to learn more about being kind of a serious content creator. And, it's kind of like a little game, right? A little trial and error. A lot of folks say you should pick like, sorry, my hair fucking sucks right now. I'm probably just going to shave it again. It looks so scuzzy, but whatever. A lot of folks say that you should like pick streamers that you want to kind of emulate, people who are doing what you want to do. And the problem I have is that I want to do a lot of different things. And I don't want to have to give anything up. Like I don't want to just do just chatting. I don't want to just talk about politics and, heavy shit like that. But I don't want to just game and ignore that stuff either. So I don't know. I feel like there are big streamers who talk about politics and are able to do so in a way that doesn't like violate TOS and all that. And they're able to build big platforms with it, but I don't just want to do that. Like I wouldn't want to sit here for 3 or 4 hours talking about politics. Not regularly anyway. Maybe on like the off, like election day, we'll probably do that. But it's not something I want to make the only thing that we do, So we'll see. Anyway, what game do we want to play? Do we want to do Overwatch? Do we want to do Dead by Daylight? I know we've been doing DVD the last couple streams. Sam with an F, hello. Welcome back. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing well. I saw you're going through some stuff too. Let me know if there's anything I can do. And while you're at it, every sub gets to do Mad Lib. So if you could give me, oh, this is a good one, a part of the body. A part of the body. The name of this one is Online Dating Do's and Don'ts for Gays. If that gives you any, because they're queer Mad Libs. I want to make more of these too, but I'm pretty sure I hit the limit on it already, which is too bad because I feel like some of you have got, if not all of them, you've got most of them. I was gonna say chest, but let's go with tit. One single tit. You got it. That one's gonna be fun. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 more to finish this Mad Lib. So if someone would just gift 16 subs now, that'd be really great. Thanks. Nobody picked game, so I'm just gonna go with Dead by Daylight, okay? And we'll peer pressure all of our Overwatch friends into downloading Dead by Daylight. Girl, can you not? These animals, it feels like I live in a zoo. And there's just 2 cats and a dog. It's not even that many animals. But between them. Hi, Schwell, good morning. That's Velvet. She sheds like I don't even know how she manages. But she's really sweet. I like her. I don't really like the other cat. She's mean. But Velvet's sweet. We like her. She likes to just vibe there in front of the air conditioner. Girl. Whatever. There we go. I feel that too, Razor. Why is this not... Hello? Hold, please. This should be a game capture. There we go. That was wild. Oh, the event's over. But we got more blood points. Yeah, the infinite melt. Sorry about that. None of these like me. I didn't realize the event was over. I was gonna have fun with that. We are still trying to few 100 meg. We're at 43. And we don't want it that way, right? How about that? How about that? Let's get your 6th P100. I still haven't P100 anybody. Go. That must be a dragon. I still don't think you all can hear those. Let the record show I supported Nvidia's 515. Use code Avidius when you're buying your Auric cells. Or support your favorite streamer if that's... if you hate drag queens, I guess. I do want to take We'll Make It off. And what was it we were going to put on instead? I can't remember. Oh, you know what I want to try? I saw a TikTok. This person swears by Object of Obsession. Since the killers are playing so many aura perks, Object of Obsession lets you see their aura whenever they're seeing your aura. So not only do you know when they can see you, but you know where they are. And she showed all these different ways. I wish I had saved it because it was actually really, really helpful. It was like a 3-minute long TikTok. She showed all these ways that you can use it to like fake out the killer, like run away from wherever the other survivors are. So I'm gonna try it. Although it makes me a little nervous that they'll be able to see me, but I feel like the killers are playing so many aura perks now that you just have to. So we're gonna try it. Use code Stavra in hopes that he'll top me. Good luck with that, girl. Good luck with that. Stream months and glamorous. I'd say girl before she blew up. Yeah, Evie's doing so great. Talk about when I think of like consistency, which of course is one of the goals on my spreadsheet. I think of Avidius because she is so consistent with her schedule. And she'll even stream more. Like I think her typical schedule is like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, or Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, or something like that. But she is like so consistent. And yeah, I remember when she was like streaming to what, like 15, 20 of us. And she caught TikTok, I think was a big part of her, not glow up, but her ascension to Twitch partner. Object is so good. We're going to try it. It makes me nervous because I don't like running the killer. I don't like being that person who like tries to take chase, but I feel like the game kind of is heading that direction. So I've got to learn one way or another. The reverse spine chill, yeah. Steven, thank you for the 3 stream streak. Ooh, say that 10 times fast. Who wants to play? I stare at Dragon. I stare at... Is it Mofin or Moffin? Or Mophen? She said you can join my party, bitch. She said you can join my party. Slay. Look at us. Don't have you added on Steam anymore because I deleted my entire friends list. Not the manic episode. Oh, I don't know if you all need to see that. I was playing Command and Conquer the other day. It's pretty fierce. There's the link. If you're so inclined. If you want to just not add me, that's fine too. Mofin. Okay, that's what I thought. You tried to join? Sure. See what I mean? The minute we went into the Dead by Daylight category, my viewers doubled. Even though I'm bad at this game, I only play Survivor, and I only play Meg, and I run the same 4 perks every time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Come on, piece of meat. You want a piece of meat? Not all these... Oh, I don't know who any of these other people are. I had 5 friend invites on Steam. Whoops. My bad. We don't want skill, we want sandbags. Well, you get plenty of that here. You will get plenty of that here. Yep, same brain problem. Gay thoughts. I'm thinking about dyeing my hair again too, because if I don't have to be like a professional anywhere, then now's the time, right? I think I'm gonna shave it, but my sister offered to dye it for me. So what color should we go? I feel like I've gone pretty much all the colors so far. We've done red. I've been orange like 100 times. We've done green. We've done blue, purple, black, blonde. Oh, I hate this map. Okay, they do not have lethal pursuer. Can confirm. Over there. Oh. Not the ruin. And I learned that when... I don't know what hive mind is. What's hive mind? That when you're in a locker, they can't... it doesn't proc your object. Which is good to know. So if there's ever a point where you're like, I just really don't need you to see me right now, jump in a locker. Is he coming back to the hook? Ew. Nasty work. Ew. Lighting. I gotta go. Cleansing the shit out of this totem. Someone tell me what hive mind does. Google it. Why are we tunneling? What did that guy do? Okay, now we need a locker. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. Killer prick that activates when you hook a survivor for the first time, turns a dull totem into a hex, granting visual awareness of generator progress and triggering an explosion or regression burst on the last remaining generator. Oh. Don't like that. There's usually one over here. Oh, womp womp. Well. We gotta get some gens done. Thank you, Shrill and Prawn. I appreciate it. He can see me. He's a nowhere. What happened? What do you mean? I don't know what that means. Someone Google that too. Wait, what do I do with this? Oh, slay. I don't know what that did, but did I use a tin can phone? It would appear so. What does that do? What do— Ah! Sir! No. No. I'll take him upstairs. No. Why can't I see the totems? I need to learn how to play this game, girl. Is he still coming? Whatever. I have absolutely no clue how— me either. Me either. I know that like all the new killers can teleport, which is some bullshit. Like, what does that mean? We still haven't gotten a single gen done. I'm gonna do the phone again, but... oh, there's a little song. Oh, that makes sense. It's Vecna. Running up that hill. Running down that ass. You're welcome. I'd like to do that gem, please. I don't know. The Kate Bush phone. Yeah, it's the Kate Bush hotline. I see your name is Mofin Twitch. Does that mean we can expect some Mofin streams in the near future? Surely he's not up here. He does feel like a little campy, doesn't he? Like, he doesn't ever seem to go very far. Oh. Dude, he's so gross. Whoa! Not me! No. Girl, you think I'm just gonna stand here? No, bitch. You. Ew, not the double. Get out of here. Oh, I got a daily. No. He's annoying. Can I? Leak it. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. You shave your K-Bush. I also don't know what this totem's letting me do, because I also don't know the survivor perks. So sorry. Thank you for the clip. Love that. I wonder why... I mean, I'm not complaining, but he hasn't hooked me, and he probably could have. Like, he just hasn't stayed on my chase yet. And he's about to kill someone. And again, I'm not mad about it, but... Whoops. My bad. Every time it makes that like squishy sound, I think he's coming to get me. Like I think that's the sound of him teleporting to me. Oh, it is. Oh! Oh! No! You're so ugly. And everybody knows it. Oh, he's so gross. No. See, like, why doesn't he stay on me? What does he know that I don't? He's creeping me out, though, I'll tell you that much. Oops, sorry, girl. He needs the obsession last. Maybe. Oh! No. Ugly. Ah! Come on, Unbreakable! Save the best for last, that's it. Maybe. Well. It's gonna pop his thing again. Disgusted. Yeah, I don't know any of these killers. I still haven't played the one with the dog. I still haven't played the one that's like a floating head. I've only played the one, I don't know what they're called. They leave like illusions all around the map. I've only played that one like once. He's so gross. Why me, you ugly? I guess we're all here, huh? My bad. I need a totem. I need a totem real bad. Thanks. One thing I like about playing with Mofin and Dragon is they're both pretty good loopers. Whoop. Oh no. I fear it may be over for me. Ah! Girl, you call that a fast fault? Disgusting. At least he got someone other than you guys. For once. Yeah, I don't know anything about this killer. Or the Dracula. We got him last time. Last time I streamed, we played against him. Didn't know anything he was doing. And I think there's a few more. Any of the, like, the ones that have come out in the last maybe year or so? Couldn't tell you. Could not tell you. Well, we'll try to get some gens, I guess. Well, he said, you think?
Your days are numbered.
I don't like this killer. I don't like him. Not me. Please not me. Well. Maybe this is a hatch game. Remember that I said I hated this map anyway? So this, like, doesn't even really count. Please don't come here. Popping. You're in the upside down. You are banished.
Your time draws near.
I hope the fuck not. Oh, well. I hide. Like John Cena, you can't see me. I'm coming, girl. Ew, go away. You're so obnoxious. Oh no! I was gonna come get you. Well. Ah, shit!
This is it.
That's so annoying. That's it? All that and that's your Mori? Kind of embarrassing, TBH. Yeah, I've never played against them either. At least they only got to Mori 2 of us, right? They brought a pink Mori and only got to do 2 Moris. They did not have Save the Best for Last. They just didn't like them. They didn't like these loops I was serving up. But see? Aura perk. Aura perk. Yeah. I think object is the move. I'll get the hang of it, I think. And I got all these challenges done. Come on, Chris Redfield. Very hot man. We do have room for one more if anybody else wants to join. If you're a good looper, ideally. Not that Shwayam. You'll crack eventually. You'll crack. They all do. Good looper, but not on US servers. That's fair. That I can't really do much about. I don't mind this map. She's cute. Not Thrill of the Hunt. She knows. Y'all need to go. It's, what's her name? Oh, bye. Time to go. She must like that totem a whole lot. Now, Miss Low Fatal, what was your plan over there? Fierce. Sadako, that's right. I do feel like, and don't quote me on this, don't quote me saying this, but I do feel like she's easier to 360 than some of the other killers, which I appreciate. Never mind. Forget I said any of that. Love that. Hi, Kiki. Kiki, did you have fun today? I saw on your Instagram. I saw you were going to the Ren Fair. Oh no. Hello? Oh. Raid hard, so we cut it shortish, but I go every day because it was so fun. Oh, I love that. Hey. We're kind of eating this one up, aren't we? Oh. Well, it's your first hook. It's fine. It was... oh no, it was in fact not fine. None of this was fine. It was in fact not fine. Well, that's why we always rewind. We always return our tapes, don't we? I helped, you're welcome. Come in. Ew. Oh, so was he. What's all this then? Oh, she must be chasing the other one. She wanted that more bad. Cleansed. Pure. And we got you before a second hook. Slay. The Yeah, that'd be fun. I feel like people don't know what Blockbuster is anymore. It's been long enough now, I think, that it's like out of people's worldview. Well, I'm not letting her do that shit to me, so... Lil Fatal, you're just gonna have to sit there for a minute. Watch her pop out of this TV, especially. This one specifically. Oh, she did. What the? You ugly. No good. Two timing. I hate always being right about things. Oh, I was hoping there was a pallet there. Shit. Ow. She's so annoying. Oh. Can I go put my tape in now? My thing's almost full. You're not busting my block. Mm-mm. Prone really took that thing about clipping seriously. He said, I got you, bitch. And I appreciate that. Coming. Oh, she's nasty. Ow, Oh, I need that pallet. Don't go over here. Don't go over here. I need that pallet. Fuck off. Okay. She doesn't want me. Not yet, anyway. I've been making sure to take out my tapes. Oh, I need to go that way. Can I not use my med kit when I have a tape? How many lit fucking totems? She must have, what's it called? Pentimento? Although I haven't been hooked yet, so I guess maybe this is someone else's. No! Disgusting. What are the odds this random's gonna save me? We're taking bets. Oh, well, she's right there, so probably not. Girl. That should just be through. Well, we've cleansed other lit totems, right? That's not the same one that was there at the beginning when we spawned in. She keeps going in and out of, like, camping range. Yeah, she's literally lit up. Let's go, Meg. Not the flashlight. Ma'am. What are you trying to do with that? Get me out of here. Get me out of here. I don't think she deserved that 4K. If we're all being so serious. But I pipped, so... Pentimento, Ruin, Thrill of the Hunt, and Undying. That's... I don't know most of the perks, and even I know. That's, like, kind of cringy. I got more blood points, though. I'm parched. I need some advanced GG. Code Carrie. Come on, Putrix. I also want to make... Not today. Not today, but I do want to get better at using flashlights, too. Because I have tons of them. I can't remember the last time I used a flashlight. Not desiccated. I mean, I guess, yeah. Scary drink called Body Armor. I've seen that. I don't think I've tried it before, but... Who's bringing a regular cake? That must be the random, right? Surely one of my friends wouldn't do that to me. Right, Goose? Surely one of my friends would not bring a regular escape cake instead of a toothy tort. We gotta get his nails done. His front paws, his nails are so long. Hey, Bubba. Goosebines. Goosebines. Well, now he's laying on the bed. Now he's deemed as worthy of his time. Come on, Swamp. Oh, not again. Not again. What are the odds we get? Are there that many people who play her? I don't think. We'll see when we find a totem. Oh! She's so ugly. And the Franklins? Nasty work. Oh, shit. Anyway. I know, 2 in a row, and they're not the same person. Very interesting. Yeah, unless she changed her whole build. Because we also started with a tape in our hand this time. And we didn't do that last time. This one knows how to use object against me, though. That's for sure. We are all right here. Girl. Oh no! The way that she like phases in and out of visibility is also tricky for me. I have a really hard time tracking her because of that. Hot take, if she has Franklin's, it should knock the tape out of your hand too. If we're gonna be consistent. Oh, hooking me must have gotten rid of the tape then. Because I definitely had one. I don't know, y'all. Is she like a strong killer or something? I feel like I never see her. Whoops. What are the odds she's coming out of that TV? Ah! Alright, we need a totem. I need a full reset. I am not getting one. I got you, Putrix. Oh, it does lock them in. You're right. Oh, that's nasty work, girl. Disgusting. Oh. Shout out to her for finishing the heal. Even though last time it bit her in the ass when she healed me first. Oh, the girl, she's coming. You think she saw me get in here? No. Okay, we still haven't gotten a gen done. That doesn't feel great. That doesn't feel great. Oh, I think she's coming, girl. Cleansing. I'll come get you in a minute, Draggy. Touch my body. Throw me on the bed. Something, something, something. Yes. Okay, I think we could do this. Wrestle me around, play with me some more. Yeah. Oh. A teabag. For no reason. I'm not doing anything worth teabagging her for. I didn't lose her, did I? Oh, nope! Hmm. Interesting. Well, I probably deserve that. It's hypothetically possible that I maybe deserve that. Teabag for the other game. It's honestly, even still, after having not played for so long, it's still almost a reflex for me to teabag after I throw a pallet. Even though I didn't hit her with that pallet. I didn't do anything super cool. Oh no, she wants me. Oh, nope, she wants her. I can't tell what she wants. She wants all of us. I gotta get tape. Oh, I gotta get a tape. She's gonna mori me. Ugh. Oh, why can't I take a tape from that one? Well. Drag you down. Diva down. Why can't I take a toe? Oh, can I not take a tape anymore? I don't know how any of these powers work. And I really should. Oh, she's gonna mori the shit out of me. Ugh. Alright, Steven. Maybe I should just let her hook me. Because you haven't been hooked yet. Oh, well. I also feel like you probably have a better chance of finding the hatch. I'm coming! Oh, it's gonna show her my aura right now. Disgusting! Ew, she's going to tunnel. That's so gross. Ugh, nasty. Oh, she can get me now. Scared. Ha! You thought. You thought. Enjoy your Carrie card. The camera's still working great, too. We haven't any problems that I've seen, anyway, with, like, freezing up or glitching. Very slag. I'm gonna come try to take her from you. Oh. Well. Maybe not. I think she's coming. She's so gross. You can worry me now, girl. Yes. Yes. I'm gonna get right in this corner. Oh. Oh. There we go. Ew, not the slugging. You're so gross for that. It's just like a cheap Amazon something. I had the Logitech one, an old Logitech one that I've had for like 5 years, and it randomly just started freezing, and I don't know why. So this is the brand is Nexigo. It was on Amazon. I put it on my Throne wish list, and Dragon bought it for me. Not the DC. Well, let's hope the hatch is over here somewhere. It is not. But it works really well. It's like a 4K camera. Not the basement. Man. Just like a regular USB camera. Nothing too fancy. But it does the job. Interesting. I'm gonna take a quick break, if that's okay with y'all. Not super long. I just need to stretch. Go sit down for a second, or lay down. But I'll be back in like 4 minutes. Love you, Lynette. And we're back. I didn't realize it's raining out. I took the dog out. Everyone hop on. Hey! Now it's a foursome. She came in with her P100, I see. It's 2020 all over. It's true. Back to our roots. You okay about that? That's fine. Dragon said he would carry us anyway. It's fine. Are you playing on console, Steven? Movin? Or are you on like a Windows store? Nine-year cakes are acceptable. But only because you're bringing the shirtless cosmetic. If you weren't, we'd have a problem. I feel like there are like 4 or 5 survivors with shirtless cosmetics now. But I think I like David's the most. Maybe I'm basic. Probably I'm basic, but... Someone else brought one to make you feel better, see? It's like a full house. At least it doesn't show them what you brought until afterward. Like, they can't tunnel you because you brought the 9-year cake because they won't know. Oh. I don't think I played this one either. Where is he? Oh! Shit. Whoever that was just brought her right to me. Like a bitch. Oh, he's gonna juice up on me. Or he's just gonna down me. Not that. Something year 8 Screech Cobbler. Oh wow. I must have all of them still, because I don't think I used all of any of them. Okay, well we're not off to a great start, but you know what? That's okay. I wonder which one of you is the one just crouching in the corner. Who could that possibly be? I can't even imagine. I think this guy might be good. Something tells me. Okay. Ooh. I think that's good enough. Goose. Enough. Stop. Oh my god. Too much. I was gonna take that totem, but... Goose. Hey. Enough. Hey. What is deal with this? He does this every time. Goose! Every time someone comes up the stairs. We're not the only people who live here. He knows that, and I don't know why. Every time he loses it like someone's trying to break in. And I don't know how to, like, teach him not to do that either. This is just calling me. Hello? Yeah, just a second. Yep. Whoa. Oh, I hit that. Sorry, I didn't know you were out there. Yeah, I maybe played this map once, and I don't know where anything is. I feel like he's just hanging out over on that side. This is another one of those maps that feels too small. Why didn't I hear him? I don't understand why I didn't hear him. Well, goodbye, I guess. Yeah, he's not really a whole lot of fun. He didn't have Tinker or anything, because none of the gens were that far done. Well. We're not having great luck today, for those of us keeping score at home. And then there was one. Not you jumping on Jen. Girl, you're the only one left to save Dragon. You know that, right? Well, he knows. Well. Girl, there's no one left to do that, Jen. What are we doing? Well. Lacey. What are you doing? Cat's acting weird. Oh, it transfers his terror radius to the generator. That's so stupid. I'll never understand the killer players. I understand that this is like an ongoing conversation. But there's so many people I know who complain that the game is too survivor-sided, and I will never understand where they're coming from. I will never understand that. Next killer is toast. I hope so. We need a win. We need a good solid. Even if like 2 of us got out, I'd be okay with that. They're still going out over on Facebook. Love that for me. Now which one have you brought nothing? Hopefully the killer. Imagine a killer that's literally a piece of toast. Remember when we played that game, I Am Bread? That still is probably the hardest game I've ever played. Where you're a piece of bread trying to get in the toaster. That game was so hard, and for no good reason. Unnecessarily difficult. I had to use like the buttons on the top of my controller, and each button controlled a different corner of the piece of bread. Like, what? It's a trapper. Oh, maybe that's Jason? What is he doing? He's just running in circles around his trap. Okay. I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. Oh, I thought there'd be a gen down here, but I guess not. Oh, there is. We deserve this. We deserve a farming killer after what we've been through this evening. I'll take it. Not prone, can't get out of the friggin' trap. Well. My back is starting to hurt. I wonder if he's got a challenge or something to trap yourself a certain number of times, or trap us a certain number of times. Or he's got no ed and he's about to steamroll all of us. Hmm. Yeah, he must have a challenge or something. Well. Okay. Ooh, we should probably go. Bye, girls. We deserve that. Only one perk. Training my ankles for badminton. Well, I'm glad we could help. Alright, I think I've got one more left in me. I'm getting sore, my back. But we've been going for almost 3 hours? That's pretty good. Oh. They said, you're done. You're done now. Cut my ass off. I don't know who any of these people are. Biddy Lover, Nacho Poppy, Tara Hefner. Yeah, I don't know. I'll take it though, after the night we've had so far. That was a good one. I'll play one more. Exactly, the game took mercy on us. Took pity on us. 3 hours though, that's pretty good. And I still feel okay. Honestly, I wish there was a way. If I had one of those big fancy desk chairs that lean and recline back, I could keep going. I just need to be able to lay down. Oh, Steve said no. I almost just switched to Nancy too because I was going to play the game with him. Guess not. Back hurts from... Yeah, that's what I meant. It's definitely not the gaping wound on my back. It's having to carry all these noobs at this game. But I still feel pretty good. Like, my breathing's fine. My back hurts, but it's just, like, if I sit upright for too long, I'm just not used to it. My muscles haven't, like, strengthened back up to doing that for a long time yet. But I feel okay. Well enough that I think we might try to stream tomorrow, too. About that. Yeah, it's been a lot. Although I guess I'm lucky. They said that the wound didn't take any of the muscle in my back. It just took some of the fascia because muscle doesn't regrow. So I was really worried that I was going to be like permanently like that I would need a walker forever or that I would need like help walking for ever. Ooh, ugly. Don't worry, I got him for you. No. Shit! I stepped in his goo. Oh! Not that. Girl. Be the push. Oh! Oh, I don't know about that hit, ugly. Well, I was gonna come get you. But, fortunately, I think I should make a full recovery. It's just going to take a really long time for the wound to cover itself back up. And to rebuild. I mean, I was in bed basically for 7 months, so I lost a lot of muscle. I lost like 100 pounds. And I guess I'm grateful that I had 100 pounds to lose, but it's not how I wanted to do it. Basement. I did. While I was in the hospital, I had physical therapy every day because I couldn't walk. My legs weren't strong enough to hold me up. So I had physical therapy, I had occupational therapy, I had speech therapy because I wasn't able to swallow either, so I couldn't eat or drink food or water at first. But I only got physical therapy for like an hour a day. On a good day, if I was lucky. So, and I wasn't allowed to try to walk without a physical therapist. So I wasn't really building a ton of muscle. When I got out in April, I still had a hard time like doing the stairs, especially. I live on the second floor now. So I needed to take a break at the bottom of the stairs, at the top of the stairs, and then I could come in and sit down. But I've come a long way since April when I got home. But I'm still not nearly to where I want to be. Ooh! How did you know that? He has Tinkerer, I think. Did he just vault that window? I don't know about that one. He sure seems to hit an awful lot when I'm on the other side of the pallet. That's happened a couple times tonight. Very suspicious. But yeah, they said that probably it'll take another year or so before I'm like back to normal. I have nurses who come in 3 times a week to change the dressing on my back, and I've got some stuff going on with my toes right now too, and they change the dressings on my toes. I feel like he's gonna end up doing his little Mori thing on me. I need a totem. Oh, hello. Pro gamer, truly. Oh, well. Spoke too soon. I feel like there aren't as many lockers on this map. Or they're just like in the corners. Okay. Oh. We only need 2 more gens though, that's pretty good. Alright, I'm assuming you're going for the save, so I'll go for a gen. Divide and conquer. Bye, random. Love you. No. Ah. I feel like his M1 is one of those ones where he fucking hits you no matter what side of him you're on. Ugh. Oh well. Girl. Nasty. Yeah, maybe I'm not an object gamer after all. I keep forgetting to look at it. So I keep forgetting to actually use it to my benefit and see where he is. Well, why don't we just let Dragon get the hatch? I think that's the prudent move at this point. You got this, girl. Oh, maybe not. I'm dying as fast as I can. Good luck. Oh, well. I have faith. You can do this, Dragon. I didn't throw very many pallets, so that's good. She's zigging. She's zagging. Ooh, see, that would have hit me. That would have hit me. Oh, Dragon, I think you're so close. Damn. He should let you have it for that. He's not going to, but he should. Well, the games were not that great for us tonight, were they? Other than that one where he was just farming. I don't think we got out at all, did we? Well... Oh, he was going for an adept. Well, you're welcome. You got your adept off of us. Some might say we let you. Some might say we did that on purpose so that you could get your adept, because we're benevolent game players. We'll never know. We'll never know. My hair looks so fucked because it's raining and I got wet. We let him. Yeah. That's my story. I don't know about you all. Let's find someone to raid, shall we? Find someone who's playing Dead by Daylight. We'll go with the LGBTQIA plus tag. That should narrow it down, right? Surely there aren't a ton of queer people playing this game. Who are you? Okay. We're gonna raid the Danny Show. Yes, thank you all for tuning in. This was so fun. This was fun. I'm excited to get back into streaming more consistently. Toward the beginning of the stream, we talked a bit about like my goals and some of the things I want to do as a content creator. And one of the biggest things is consistency and trying to stream. I want to shoot for at least 3 times a week, which I think is doable, especially since I can only do like 2 or 3 hours at a time. And then of course, posting on TikTok and YouTube and all that stuff. So, enjoy your time out, Prone. I feel like Prone always loses that. We're going to raid the Danny Show. So first, make sure you join the Discord, follow me on all the socials, snag some merch if you're so inclined. Thank you all for the support today. Thank you for the resub. Who was it? Razor, I think, resub today. So thank you so much. And Sam. I don't know why those aren't showing on my feed. But anyway, thank you both. I appreciate it. Let's get the raid started. Y'all know the drill. Behave yourselves. Be good. I don't have a raid command anymore. Go ahead and just spam whatever emote you want. They're playing some Survivor. They're playing Claire. Wait, are they done? No, I think they're okay. I think we're gonna raid them. They're, I think, British. There's a definite accent happening on here. So you know the drill. Go ahead and follow is free. Following is free. Subs are of course appreciated but never expected or required. Be nice to yourselves. Be nice to each other. I will hopefully be back on tomorrow. Question mark. So yeah, thank you all again for hanging out today. I appreciate it, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.